the Villa leaving. We renovated the whole house out. Couldn't she stay in the house? New furniture, everything. We just kindled a bonfire out the back and set to and burnt everything. Blankets, furniture, everything that was in it. No memories.
Other parents, asked why they intended to leave nothing to their children, but to burn all their possessions, answered this way. We've passed on the trick of how to survive. What else do they need? And then there are the traditions concerned with cleanliness.
Well, we don't wash our dish towels in the washing machines or in the same water if we wash our clothes in. We also have our own basin for our dishes, which we keep separate from face basins and so on and so forth. All of us do that.
The Save the Children Fund organizer, Nick Flavin, works with travellers in Central Region.
Well, I think that culture, as you know, is a very difficult concept. What is culture? Very hard to define. I think it's best to say that travellers have maybe a special attitude to life, which is perhaps something we could learn from. It's the attitude that, well, things don't really matter as much as people, and that one lives from day to day with a certain kind of trust. And the travellers are by no means apathetic. They're a hopeful people, and this is the thing we could learn from them perhaps in this day and age. I think we don't approach it from the idea that we're going to change the travellers. We approach it from the stance that change is inevitable, that in this day and age we're all suffering from the fact that change is going at a greater rate, a much faster pace, and is catching up with the travellers too. They've got a rural-type mentality, a good, wholesome rural-type mentality. They have already adapted themselves. They're possibly the first people in this country to use caravans. They will tell you themselves that now the whole society is imitating them for going on caravan holidays. And this is the kind of thing. They are actual natural adapters. They use the things around them. Let's say 20 years ago, people made baskets and people mended pots and pans. Now they will recycle scrap. They will recycle waste oil. They will, again, they will still pick berries, and every time I eat a spoon of jam, I think of travellers, because travellers are the people that actually are the hidden workers in society. And we don't actually change them or try to change them. We give them, we hope, if they accept it, and they do readily accept it, if they accept basic literacy, a basic amount like this, they're people.
We had the gumption to do what we do. Because read and we can earn money. But I don't think we just get money. We can go from 6 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock at night working if we want some. Now, the way things is going on, getting moved about the country, we've got to sit like the rest of people on the brew. Now, these people see you going into that brew office and they say, listen, these people have got caravans, new motor cars. How can they have it and we can't? Now, that is one way they're against us, because we can have things that they can't have. And I mean, anybody can have things if they work for it. I mean, I know the country's bad just now, but the good weather's coming in and we're hoping to go away and work, because the travel season's coming in for us. Come on, Tutapel.
This year, the McDonalds will be going to France.
Je m'appelle...
Betty.
Yes.
What's your name?
No, that's my name.
My name is Betty.
Betty. To vous jouer. You know that one, you said, obviously. No,
What
do you want to play? We've been sure?
Yes, sure.
We don't know too much, we're just learning, you see. So the kids are picking it up quicker than I'm picking it up. So if they learn, they can learn me once I'm over there, you see. We'll have the spring, we'll have the summer, and then we'll have the back end in autumn. Then we can earn money, we'll work hard and get it. And this is what the people are up against. They won't do what we do. They won't go in a tarty field at 7 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock at night. We'll do it, because we have to do it. And anything we want, we'll say, we'll look at a new caravan, we want that, so we'll go and work for it. But it isn't the whole, and that's what, in the field, lifting tarties, shawing turnips, doing anything to help the family get on. And that's why we differ from other people.
They have a profound independence of spirit. As the Orkney poet Robert Rendell said, with independent heart and mind hold I my heritage. So that they have what I would call their own culture, their own language, their own contribution to make, their proximity to nature throughout their lives from bairnhood onwards. And settlement in houses for them is a very difficult proposition indeed. Once the settled community understand these sterling people and don't attribute to the group the failings of the few, a principle on which none of us stand, then if that...
Robbie Macmillan of Elgin, Murrayshire, pearl fisher and pinecone gatherer, camping on the banks of the Spey. Robbie was born and bred one of the travelling people, the name by which most British people of nomadic lifestyle like to be known. In Scotland, travellers are often labelled tinkers, but because this term is felt to be abusive, it's not used within the group. In the North Highlands, the crofters call the travelling people the summer walkers. Each summer, Robbie walks and fishes the great rivers of northeast Scotland, the Spey, the Dee and the Don. In autumn, his family collect pine cones for the Forestry Commission before returning to winter quarters in Elgin. When asked whether he was a singer, he replied, "Me, no, far too many convictions for that."
Duncan Williamson, Argyllshire traveller, gathering whelks near Ardrishaig on Loch Fyne. His sister-in-law, Mary Williamson, works with her daughter, Mary. Duncan was one of 16 children, and his mother was born in a cave at Moosdale, Kintyre. Of all minority groups in Scotland, the travellers are the lowest social and cultural status. Some pubs refuse to serve travellers. Many of their traditional campsites have been blocked off or turned into rubbish dumps. Shellfish provided an important part of the diet of Britain's first inhabitants. Today, whelks sold by the pound in Tarbert are exported by air to France. It's ironic that pressures on traveller lifestyle should be intensifying at a time of resurgent national and cultural consciousness in Scotland. But there's no doubt that they are the heirs of a vital element in Scottish history and carriers of an essentially Celtic culture. Traveller culture and lifestyle are inseparably intertwined. Their most precious possessions are their freedom and the songs and stories that life on the road has given them. In material terms, most travellers are poor. They retain only the remnants of a tradition of craftsmanship, but they still keep alive an ancient and vital oral literature that makes theirs one of the most genuine folk cultures of Europe. The life of travellers is changing. Many are moving into towns and making permanent homes, but most people of traveller origin retain a sense of shared history and kinship, a sense of brotherhood.